Maine is working on some ambitious climate goals, and that includes cutting greenhouse gas emissions 80% by the year 2050.
Just today, Governor Mills announced a new round of grants for towns, cities, and tribal governments to battle climate change. And an isolated Maine island could provide a blueprint for others looking to switch to green energy. Rob Caldwell has this installment in our series, Maine's Changing Climate, from Appledore Island.
This is a drab-looking room, and it's never going to make a list of the most beautiful places in Maine. What it houses are batteries. Batteries that store energy, energy that powers what is a beautiful place in Maine. Appledore Island. Appledore Island is home to the Shoals Marine Laboratory. There are no cars here, no homes, no businesses, no tourists, because it's not open to the public. Roughly 70 people live here only in the summer, nearly all of them students and scientists engaged in research and education related to marine science. The island is small and remote, about 7 miles off the coast of Kittery.
Everything about how we operate out here, we have looked at the sustainability of. What we eat, what we do with our waste, how we deal with water, how we use water, how we make water.
20 years ago, all of Appledore Island's electricity came from generators in this barn. They burned about 10,000 gallons of diesel a year. And in this fragile environment, the generators were anything but environmentally friendly.
We even had garden tours back in the day where we had to close the generator room door because we were running such a big generator, they couldn't hear the people talk about the gardens.
In 2002, the lab installed this wind turbine. Then came solar panels, lots of them. As a result, the use of diesel has been slashed by 90%.
When I first started, diesel was very cheap, and that's just you ran the generators and I maintained the generators, and that was great. And once we got into this, and the first day that we weren't running a generator 24/7, I had to turn a light on in the shop just to know that we had power, because it was really strange.
Which brings us back to the batteries. They store energy for when the sun doesn't shine or the wind doesn't blow. They are a crucial part of the lab's drive to make the island self-sustaining and to make it a model for other places that want to generate more electricity from wind and solar.
We actually have a lot of visitors who come from other islands in Maine, literally other islands in Maine, to come see how we do it.
You might think this island is so small that it's really not a good place to experiment with technology to see what works and what doesn't. But in fact, Appledore's small size is its virtue. Compact, isolated, relatively untouched by the outside world, the island is an ideal laboratory for testing green energy systems.
It's really nice because it is on such a small scale, so it's pretty easy to understand. I mean, we can see the wind turbine, we can see the solar, we have the numbers and all on everything. Jason Chow is one of several college students who are interns. They get to work on real-world engineering problems, such as integrating the island's 3 electric microgrids or trying to come up with better ways to conserve water.
It's been incredible to not only work on our own projects, but to see what other people are really passionate about.
The intern program is sponsored by Unitil, the electricity and natural gas company. Why is Unitil interested in the energy challenges on such a small, isolated island? Because it believes the lessons learned here can be used in far bigger markets on the mainland.
And what being out here does is because it is smaller, it becomes easier to see how it all relates and how it all ties back in. So even though it's a larger scale on the mainland, it's exactly the same types of problems.
The world faces a host of challenges when it comes to breaking away from fossil fuels. Maybe, a few answers can be found here. Being on Appledore, says one of the interns, has made her more optimistic.
We can see how many of the solutions we already have. The solar panels are working well. We can see the wind turbine working whenever it's windy out. And we can see how much water we've saved here. It makes me think that these sort of solutions really are possible in more places.